Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wasn't asked why I'm convinced. Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5 once again. Oh, fantastic. I've got like a new opening screen here. The reason I've got this new opening screen is just because I am expecting a lot of followers following my channel very soon. So they need to understand why we're broadcasting live on Twitch, because I want to give as many people the opportunity to listen to my show for free as I can. The reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube have tried to ban me many times. And then when they realized that they couldn't get rid of me, they then prevented me from editing my shows. They then started deleting episodes. So I was just like, right, I can't tolerate this anymore. We're now going to broadcast live on Twitch. We're going to put the trailer up on YouTube, and then we'll put the full episode up on Streamanity. So this is where you need to find me. Just simply go to www.twitch.tv/SatoshiTV. Broadcasting live at 5 almost every day from whatever country I'm in, which is currently the UK. So UK time on GMT as we speak. So now that we've done that, let's move on. So again, for newbies and stuff, here we go. Many people are going to be asking questions about Bitcoin being BSV very soon. So I'm just simply going to open up with this chart to try and explain it as simply as possible. Bitcoin started at the Genesis block and it hasn't changed. All it's done is scaled massively. What BTC has done through Blockstream is that they debased Bitcoin. They changed it, which basically meant they centralized it. They now have central control of it, which is why Ethereum came about, because Vitalik had to approach Blockstream and said, excuse me, do you mind if I build Ethereum on top of your blockchain? Blockstream said, no, you can't. So he said, fine, I'll make my own. And now we have all this shitcoin market. But it basically proves that the BTC is completely centralized. All they did is socially engineer control of the ticker symbol, but it's fundamentally worthless, which is why it's a massive bubble at the moment. Literally one of the biggest bubbles in history. I mean, let's have a look at the CoinCrap chart. The market of 500 billion. Oh, so that's $500 billion of people's money that is worth fundamentally absolutely nothing. So people are soon going to be asking, oh, you know, what's BSV? Well, it's Bitcoin. That's it. I ran a poll recently saying, you know, what should the narrative be? Because people think that BTC is Bitcoin, so they're just going to be like, oh, what's BSV? Well, BSV is Bitcoin, and they go, oh, no, it's not. BTC is Bitcoin has crashed. No, BTC has crashed. BTC is a centralized project by Blockstream. It shouldn't be called Bitcoin. It's nothing like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system as defined and designed by Satoshi Nakamoto in the white paper. Once an alternative centralized authority starts changing it and then telling you it's not a peer-to-peer electronic cash system as defined by Satoshi Nakamoto, it's not Bitcoin. That's it. And I think that's what many people fail to understand, but that's because too many people are obsessed with number go up. You know, they have no idea about the fundamentals of what actually Bitcoin really and truly is and why it matters. All you've got to do is listen to Brad Garlinghouse saying, oh, well, yeah, XRP is the same as Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's nothing like it. Like, nothing like it. They just simply made XRP up on the spot and they got people to buy it, and then they were using the profits of the sales to finance their own loss-making business. It's an absolute scam. And like, there's no way they would have registered it with the SEC, because the SEC would have said it's a scam right from the start and said, no way, there's no way you're launching that. But they did it anyway. So yeah, they deserve to have the law come down on them like a ton of bricks, because people are going to lose a lot of money. So anyway, Bitcoin continued, and then Roger Ver and his crony mates decided that they would tamper with Bitcoin. They would then centrally control it. They would change it. They would add in checkpoints. They would change the protocol every 6 months just so that nobody else could build on it, really, because they're not bothered about adding value. They're just like, well, you just want P2P cash, you know, buy it for drugs and all that. Yeah, absolute, utter contempt for how stupid those boys are. But then Bitcoin just continued with the ticker symbol BSV. And people might say, oh, yeah, Calvin and Craig, they control it. They don't control it. Nobody can control Bitcoin. All they simply do is maintain it. And they maintain it in its most valuable form. Because in its most valuable form, it is totally neutral. Which is why these douchebags like Blockstream and Roger Ver and his mates were able to tamper with it. Because it is open source. But when you tamper with it, you fundamentally crash its value to zero, because you then centralize it. That's the whole point. Craig and Calvin are just simply maintaining a decentralized network, which is why you want all these patents on it, because if you have a patent on a private network, such as BTC or BCH, it means you can't use it on the public chain, which is Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the entire world. Or if you want to go into more detail, it is the foundation layer for all future digital technologies, secured and underpinned by economic principles. And the reason it's the foundation layer is because it for the first time ever, it creates immutable digital data. So no need for virus software, like cybersecurity, all this kind of stuff, because the data is immutable. And the reason it's immutable is because it doesn't have a single central point of failure. It means that no central entity could just simply tamper with it and change it, like they've done, like Blockstream did on BTC. They were like, well, you know, it can scale and it can do, you know, billions of transactions a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to tell people it can't scale. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a second layer. Well, if you're building a second layer, it means that the centralized authority is creating that central layer, and therefore the second layer has got no fundamental value whatsoever, because it is controlled by that central entity. And the data doesn't go through the blockchain. The whole point of data going through the blockchain is that the blockchain itself doesn't have a single central point of failure. No one can turn it off. No one can delete it. No one has control of it other than the person who uploaded it. They have sovereignty over their data, because it is the network itself that is truly decentralized. If you put your data onto BTC, Blockstream can do whatever they want to it. They were like, well, you know, we'll make the fees go up on that, and we'll make transaction times really slow, and we'll tell everybody that they're not many use it, and, you know, store of value, censorship resistant, you know, appeal to all those, like, you know, stupid anarchists out there, anti-government. Doesn't matter if your government's democratically elected, it's anti-government. Absolutely insane. And then you've got Roger Ver and his crony mates going, well, you know, you should have money to buy drugs. You should buy drugs. Everyone should buy drugs. Everybody should smoke crack in their own home. Absolutely insane. I mean, along with smoking crack comes child abuse, you know, human trafficking, arms dealing, kidnapping. Literally, you know, along with all the most abhorrent human behavior that you can imagine, is what they're effectively promoting. It's absolutely outrageous and ridiculous. I'm furious with them. And they tried to destroy Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is basically what's going to save the entire world from imploding and becoming centralized under a central authority, like a one world government, which the Economic Forum are effectively promoting, of which we'll go on to in a minute. Just been watching a video by Ray Dalio. Absolutely fantastic. Completely new respect for that guy. Didn't really know too much about him, but yeah, we'll go over that video in just a minute. But there we go. BSV, or should I say, Bitcoin is BSV. That's it. So people ask what Bitcoin is. People, I mean, when I ran the poll, people are saying, oh, you know, we should say it's the original Bitcoin. Well, you know, after seeing the poll and having the poll, I thought to myself, actually, what do I feel more comfortable with? I'm just going to say it's Bitcoin. That's all it is. And I have absolutely no doubt that when what happens, or when what we predict is going to happens, which is going to be horrendous when it does, but well, not for us. Yeah, lots of all the mainstream media are basically going to try and get hold of people in BSV. Oh, you know, what is Bitcoin SV? Blah blah blah. You know, I'm just going to stay out of it. I'm just going to be doing my show and explaining it to people in my own words without having these, you know, dickheads, you know, oh, what's Bitcoin SV? Oh, please, you know, listen to my show if you want to know. That's what I'll say on that one. Yeah, let's have a quick look at this CoinCrab chart. Here we go. So as you can see, all of these shitcoins listed here, they are all securities because they are issued by a centralized authority. Centralized by authority means that it's not neutral, and if it's not neutral, it's not money. And also if it's not neutral and not money, it means that, you know, China and America will just simply never use it. They will never use a money that has a centralized authority. Yeah, because they'll just simply create their own money and say, well, actually, we'll use our own things, and we'll encourage all of our citizens to use our centralized digital bank currency. So, for example, I mean, I don't know what China's GDP is, a few $1 trillion maybe. You know, so all they've got to do is create their own cryptocurrency and insist that all their citizens use it, and then suddenly you've got a cryptocurrency with $1 trillion market cap. But it's fundamentally worthless because America will never use it. And if America did the same, China would never use it. So this is the paradox of the centralized starting point that Satoshi Nakamoto solved over 11 years of dilution and neutral growth. And the reason and the way he was able to do that is because he started it under a pseudonym. And this is where Charlie Lee went wrong with Litecoin. Not that he went wrong with it because he produced it as a massive exit scam. He's always said from the beginning, I created Litecoin. And it was a knockoff of Bitcoin. That was it. It runs exactly the same. It's just got a higher supply, which means that the price of it will never be as high as Bitcoin. But he doesn't care. He said that he started it from the beginning, even though it uses proof of work. So there's a competition between those who economically maintain and sustain the network. Because he created it, he knew it was a piece of shit, which is why the result here is a piece of shit. Future is just a palm face. Future is it's dead, and CoinStamp is exit scam. CoinType, just simply don't use it. You know, but it is a genuine commodity. All it is that Charlie Lee discredits it. Bitcoin is the only genuine commodity, as in BSV, with any credibility whatsoever, which means the entire coin market cap is an absolute scam. A total scam. The whole lot. There is not one project on there that has got any credibility whatsoever. There is only Bitcoin. So when you think about the entire market capitalization of it, which is now almost $1 trillion, it's it's all gonna come flooding into Bitcoin, the whole lot. So yeah, it's gonna be well, watch this space. that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say on that one. So let's have a look at these figures then. This is the crypto forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network. We've got Bitcoin at 0.4% of the hash rate, Bcrash 0.9, Corecoin 98.3 because it's just simply got the price, which is a bubble to maintain it, but you know, miners need to cover their costs somehow. And we've got network nodes, same as the everywhere since the 15th of November 2018. Bitcoin with 2.3, Bcrash 9.8. Oh, it's gone down actually. It's usually around 10. Corecoin 87.9. Transactions. Oh. I don't think I've ever seen. Bitcoin this low. So all the devs taking time off because they've been working flat out over the last 2 years. So can't really blame them, to be honest with you. Especially when we know what's coming. Like, they'll be, you know, enjoying their time off as much as possible. It is going to go crazy. And I mean crazy. And I mean literally anytime soon. You know what I feel like? I actually feel like Dr. Michael Burry in The Big Short when he was going around shorting the housing market and everyone was telling him he was crazy. And then, you know, when it goes pop and people are just like, how come nobody saw this coming? Well, he did his research. And by doing his research, all he did was look under the hood. And it's not like he had to look very far. It was just like, well, get me all these collateralized debt obligations. Let's see what's in there. You know, and then you look at all the subprime mortgages and you're just like, whoa, hold on a minute. These are going to pop in 3 years' time. People are going to lose their houses. The entire market is going to collapse. These people who are giving out these mortgages are now no longer responsible for them because they're just simply packaging them up and selling them on. It's somebody else's problem. And that's all we've done here in Bitcoin. All you do is look under the hood. You look at the consensus algorithm. Is it centralized? Is it not? Well, let's go through the parts of decentralization, shall we? First of all, how do you make everybody on the system accountable so that there isn't a single entity that can do something on the system that nobody else would know about? Well, you have a chain of signatures. The chain of signatures is what shows everybody what somebody has done on the network so that no one can get away with doing anything that nobody else would know about. This is why Blockstream segregated the signatures on the 24th of August 2017 under SegWit. But they spun a story saying, oh, well, you know, just need more room in the block. No, they did it so they centralized the network. And shitcoiners believe it. You know, I hang my head, but we know, and it's kind of obvious, really. That's why Satoshi designed it with a chain of signatures. If you change the protocol, if you change the design, it's now no longer Bitcoin. It is now no longer a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It is centralized under Blockstream. They can do whatever they want. The signatures have been segregated, and they segregated them. They have complete control and power over it. It is fundamentally, absolutely worthless, which is why I call it Corecoin, because only BSV is Bitcoin. I was just going to go through the list then. So it was accountability, which is the signatures. Then it was a locked protocol, so it's permissionless. Anyone and everyone can build. Then there's the infinite scale. So it just means there's always new market to compete for, because if there isn't new market to compete for, it just means that market share is taken from competitors, which eventually centralizes the system and makes it worthless. Then after that, you have to have competition, which is proof of work. So competition between those who economically sustain the network, because if there isn't competition, there's just simply collusion, and therefore the system becomes centralized, like in proof of stake. And then after that, you need a fixed supply. And it's not scarcity that make number go up. It's crazy. It's utility, because more people start coming in and using it for trade. And I don't mean trade as in trading, pumping and dumping like shitcoiners. I mean as a medium of exchange for the exchange of goods and services, for the growing the economy. That's what it's meant to be used for. So that's why that's basically why Blockstream have told everybody that, oh, you're not meant to use it, because they know that if people did use it, then it would be more powerful than the current fiat monetary system that we're using. And that's why they got their funding, their $100 million from multinational corporations that have got suspiciously close links to the Federal Reserve, who print that money. So you go figure. Then we got transactions on Bcrash 19.5. Wow, smashing it. That's the highest I've ever seen it. They'll be celebrating this new year. They normally struggle to get above 2%. Core coin got 70%. Block size, Bitcoin's a 30.3, Bcrash 11.3, Core coin 58.4. Let's play spot the biggest block on Bcrash then. Let's see who's mining what. Oh, look at that. Hathor mining blocks with data. Look at this. Look at that. No longer just mining the empty blocks, increasing the stranglehold on the network, making it less profitable for these miners who are actually mining it. This is hilarious. Oh my goodness me, look at this. Hathor has actually mined a 1 megabyte block on Bcrash. That's huge. That's huge. Antpool, it's got a slightly bigger one, yeah, 1.07. They'll be lucky to get anywhere near that. Oh, they've got a 2 megabyte block. What's it, 2.5? Who knows why? I mean, it's a joke anyway. But I mean, look at Hathor on that. That's huge. That is. It'd be interesting to see what the hash rate is when we get down there. And then we go on to Core coin, and there's a 1 megabyte block size restrictions because they don't want anyone to use it, as I've just explained. And let's have a look at Bitcoin here. Look at this, Hathor. Oh no, Hathor macking it hard at the top there. But you know, SBI Crypto's in there, giving them a run for their money. Tao's got the biggest blocks by the looks of it. Let's see what the biggest block is. 2.8, 4.4 from Tao. Whoa, a 17 megabyte block. 17 mega. I mean, small in comparison to what Bitcoin is capable of, but compared to these shit coins, I mean, 17 megabytes is absolutely massive. Let's have a look at Amory's coin for lulz as we're here. Shout out to people in the chat box. Have a happy new year. I can see Shelly Mack and Maria Torvad in there. Good to see ya. Here we go. This is Bitcoin Cash. There we go. 6,000 blocks have been mined. A complete and utter waste of time and energy. Amory and his money. His infrastructure funding plan money with his own name on it. I think he's been watching too much Coming to America. The bitchin chain going up and down there in hash rate. Bitchin versus Amory. So Hathor with 39.2% of the hash rate on the bitchin chain. Followed by Antpool, who are mining it for their own ridiculous ideologies. Anarchist ideologies. Whoa! This is hilarious. So Hathor has got 60.4% of the hash rate on Amory's money. So even though Amory gets his infrastructure funding plan, which is 8% of the block reward, the fact is Hathor is making it extremely unprofitable for these other mining operations to mine it. So Hathor's basically strangling them, is what's going on there. This is absolutely hilarious. Let's have a quick look at Amory's coin in price anyway, see how much money he's getting per hour to try and finance it. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. CoinGecko. And then we'll have a look at BCHA when we get on there. Here we go. BCHA. That's the one. 16%. So let me think. So 10% would be $1.60. So he's probably getting about $1.12 every 10 minutes. So I mean, he's not getting. He's getting like 60. He's actually getting probably about $16 an hour. I mean, it's less than minimum wage. And he's trying to, so less than minimum wage is trying to finance his infrastructure funding plan for a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that he controls. I mean, it's absolutely mental. Oh dear. I mean, there's no data on the chain. I mean, when are they going to give up? You know, gonna run out of money. Is basically you split, we bankrupt you. Oh dear. Let's get back to the main chains. Then here we go. On with these graphs. Let's have a look at this. Hash rate by network. Again, we've just seen this, yeah. So, you know, well, this is hash rate by network. Bitcoin at the bottom. Proof of work by network. Again, Corecoin and Bcrash will just simply stop overnight. We'll go over that in just a second. Hash rate, Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Proof of work, Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Still 31 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Corecoin. It's currently 17.8% more profitable to mine on Corecoin. Oh yeah, that'll be because the number go up. So daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Corecoin winning. Transactions by network. Corecoin winning. Oh, transactions per block. Corecoin winning. But fees USD. Bitcoin winning. Fees Satoshis. Bitcoin winning. Oh, getting a little bit close there. Block reward ratio by network, again, that will come with time, which follows price, which follows value. And as we know, Bitcoin is the only digital commodity on the entire market that has any value whatsoever. So it will come with time. Literally, that's all it is. So let's have a look at these global hash rates. I'm looking forward to seeing this when CoinDance decides to pull its finger out so we can actually see what's going on. Here we go. Right, global hash rate. So this is 7 days. Again, F2 Pool Binance up there. Ampool BTC.com, that's Jihan. But then we got Huobi, and then Poolin. Again, I think most of these are shitcoin enterprises, I think. But yeah, we'll see. So global hash rate 24 hours. Poolin pulling their socks up, pushing Binance into third. Huobi beating Antpool into fourth. BTC.com being squeezed down into sixth. Oof. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sixth. All right. Corecoin 24 hours. Binance pushed down into third. Pulling the socks up. That's going to look very similar to the to the 24-hour global hash rate. Really, I mean, it's got like 98% of the hash rate. So pretty much identical there between those two. So. It never fails to amuse me. Never fails to amuse me watching this absolute shitcoin, watching its destruction, and these shitcoiners with shit for brains have no idea, what's going on. I remember I used to listen to all these people, when I first got into Bitcoin. We had people like Roger Ver. I was like, wow, he's got in so early. He knows how to send a Bitcoin. What's a private key? Scan that QR code. What's this wallet? What's Bitcoin? Oh my God. And now it's just like, mate, I'll save the swearing until the trailer is finished. So by the way, any newbies that watch my show, the trailer that gets uploaded onto YouTube will finish after I've gone through the statistics, and then we get into the juicy gossip for the rest of the show. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. This is great because the reduction in transactions cost has shoved Binance off the chain. So again, Binance have got no Bitcoin, literally none. CoinDance, come on, seriously, come on, sort this out. This is what we want. Latest SV blocks for our mining pool. There we go. That's what we want. Stay there now. Move this up and down. Sorry if you get seasick, but just want to keep it there. So Hathor, we're still with 27% on the on Bitcoin. Huobi 22.9, Tau 22, similar there. SBI Crypto keeping it up, 9.03, and a Norpool mempool via BTC. And we've got a big boys, which is F2 Pool and BTC.com. Gesturing maybe, but I mean BTC.com is Jihan, so they can do one as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, there we go. So after that, let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin blocks live. So again, that's just car alarm going off outside. Excuse me. This that we're looking at, this is Bitcoin blocks live. Is it? Hopefully the car alarm will stop soon. So for any newbies who are watching the show, Bitcoin Blocks Live actually shows you the transactions being broadcast live on the network. So these vertical rectangles that you see, These are, the generators of those transactions are listed below. So you can see, or actually unrecognized at the moment. So we've got, whoa, suddenly sped up there. 2.7 transactions per second. I've seen this as high as 3,000. And when you think that Visa and MasterCard are only capable of 1,500, it makes you realize the potential that this network has got. It is absolutely massive. It can scale to billions. So individual transactions can go to millions of transactions a second. And then you can put payment channels in between those transactions, which scales the transactions in so that Bitcoin can do billions of transactions per second. So the narrative that Blockstream is spinning you about BTC is a load of crap. That's how we know. So this is the Bitcoin global blockchain. I mean, this never fails to amuse me. I could almost like watch this all day. I mean, just when you realize what's behind this. Initially, when you're first looking at this, you're just looking at colors moving along the screen. It's just like, yeah, what is this? But then when you really actually fully understand what this is, so you read the white paper, and then these are the statistics of the white paper is theoretical. This is it working live. This is that theory coming to life right in front of our eyes. So we've got the companies that are producing the transactions below it, and then we've got the transaction ID, the input, the output, the type, and the op return. Oh, someone says Happy New Year. Yeah, from unrecognized. Great stuff. Yes, indeed, Happy New Year. Loving that. Loving that. So once these transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're then thrown into the meme pool. And once they're in the meme pool, they are then competed for by those who economically sustain the network, which are the miners and the processors. They then process the transactions, store them in a block, create the block, store them in a block, and then the block goes onto the blockchain, where they then win the Coinbase of the block, which is the block reward, which is currently 6.25 Bitcoin. So if you look at the rectangular block below that, the highlighted one, if we scroll over these blocks, you'll see the information in that highlighted rectangular block has got the hash number, the block height, who it was mined by, the size, the time, the transaction count, and the total fees in the block. And we can currently see the fees in the block for that one is just $3.56. And it has been predicted that the fees in the block, due to the volume of transactions in the block, will surpass the block reward itself by Q1 next year. So next year for me starts in 6.5 hours. Woohoo! Rock and roll. It's going to be a big one. So as you can imagine, I mean, shitcoiners who just simply look at price all the time, they have no fundamental understanding of Bitcoin or what it's capable of. They think scarcity make number go up. Like, oh my God, it's utility. So think about this. The block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks. So eventually, the number of Bitcoin being produced are going to be, the miners are going to be so squeezed that they will not be able to economically sustain themselves from the block reward, because it'll be, they've got too many overheads. However, if they can sustain themselves due to the volume of transactions on the network, it therefore means that the network is infinite. It can work forever. It is economically self-sustaining. This is why the race against time is actually a race against the block reward halving. It's not a race. It's not a race against all these shitcoins. Yeah, it's not a competition against a Coolcoin and Bcrash or any of these shitcoins. It is a race against the block reward halving. But what these shitcoins do is that they take attention and focus away from Bitcoin. So they are a distraction. Imagine if all that focus had gone into Bitcoin. We wouldn't be where we are now. Bitcoin would probably be well over $1 million by now. Well over. But as it is, it's only going up. Well, I think it's going up by £1,000 a day maybe at the moment. And all these shitcoiners are cheering, going, "Oh yeah, £1,000 a day, it's going up." That's nothing. Like, I'm talking about like going up where it's going up like £1 million, $1 million per day, of which it will do. In the near future, if you ask me, because the entire world will run on this. Like I said, it is, as I'm going to repeat myself here, it is the foundation layer for all future digital technologies. And I mean everything, literally everything. So YouTube videos that you're watching, like on YouTube own those videos because it's on their servers. They have rights to that material. you are giving YouTube value itself. Whereas when you upload your material onto the blockchain, you can then profit from your own material and data, for example. You know, so as we saw yesterday in the in that documentary about the information that all the credit cards collect on us, because they know exactly where we are, what we've spent, what we've bought, everything. You know, our spending habits. You know, they monitor us, and they're private organizations. This is why everything has to go on chain, because when data goes on chain, we have sovereignty over that data. It's dangerous letting centralized authorities have it, because they just gives them more and more power until eventually there's no competition left, and we don't have a choice. And without choice, we don't have freedom. That's it, basically, in a nutshell. So let's just have a quick look at these this Tau charts again. Again, this is mainly for newbies who haven't seen this. Should have put this in my messages. I'm going to find it again. It's up here somewhere. I can feel it getting close now. Come on, come on, come on. Gonna do this to me on a live show? Seriously? Alright. I have to find the image and send that to myself. Hold on 1 second. That is in my consultancy images. Find files. Here we go. Rock and roll. Let's get this. I think I've saved it under. Oh, God, that was easy enough. Great stuff. Boom. Here we go. Coming out on the big screen. Coming at ya. Satoshi TV style. Here we go. So this is the block reward. First one. Where it went from. So we had 50 Bitcoin per block, then it went down to 25, then it's gone down to 12.5, then it's gone down to 6.25, and the next one will be 3.12. Oh my goodness. So they're really not a lot. So this is where they're expecting, well, it says crossover anticipated around Q1 2021. So you think about the fees in the block being, what, $3 at the moment, and the block reward being about $1,000 because they're getting 6.25 Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, massive transactions. Somebody knows something. Yes, indeed. There we go. All right, close those. Let's have a quick look at this one then. It's BitInfo charts. Again, look at that XRP trying to justify themselves. They are a completely centralized piece of crap. They're never going to They're never going to get away with not being a security, because that's what they are. It will never be used as money. It will not be able to economically sustain the network that it runs on. Not that it needs to anyway, because it's just simply controlled by Ripple Labs. However, Ripple Labs are a loss-making company. They make their money from dumping XRP on members of the public. So if the SEC prevents them from dumping XRP on members of the public, they will not be able to economically sustain their business, which means their business will collapse and XRP will disappear. That's how it's going to work. Rich list at the top just simply shows you wallets and the number of Bitcoin that are in each wallet. Might be interesting to have a look at Coin actually while we're here. This is the one. See if these have updated at all. Oh, I think these numbers have actually shrunk. Whoa. I have to go back to look at my previous shows, but now there is only one wallet, which will probably belong to Satoshi, that's got between 100,000 and a million Coin in it. Only 96 with between 10,000 and 100,000, and only 2,169 with between 1,000 and 10,000 Coin in it. Wow. So I mean. Yeah, it just goes to show you how sparse it is. But I mean, let's have a look at Bitcoin, actually. Here we go. Yeah, so more of these. I mean, wow. So what you need to do is try and get yourself into find out where you are, get yourself into the next tier. Do what you can, you know. Collect as many, or earn as many BSV as you can. That's what I would do. So. Interesting, interesting finding out where I am on here. Yeah. Let's have a look at Bit info charts. Oh, has this changed? What's this? Oh, this is what we're looking at. So you can see all the shitcoins listed across the top. The only one we're interested in is Bitcoin. But the blue tabs you can then click on and then compare. So if we go to average transactions, which is going to be where the value is, we'll take out Dogecoin because that's an absolute piece of crap. Add Bitcoin, obviously. Add Bcrash just for lulz. We go to log. And we'll go over 3 years because Bitcoin has only been around for 2. And there we go. So you can see it. So this was 15th of November 2018. I mean, look at this. If you're an investor, the only one you're interested in is Bitcoin. Look at that. Look at that there that we're looking at is called development. That's development and utility and value. So yeah, just kind of like taking a bit of a drop there while the devs take some well-deserved time off after having created all this over the last 2 years. Yeah, but I mean, again, shitcoiners would never look at this. They're just too busy looking at the coin crap chart. Oh, number go up. Oh, number go up. Oh, number go up. Oh, what's happened today? Number go up. Good grief! You know they have no idea. They have no idea. So that's that. Let's we'll have a quick look again. We're just going to. I know I love looking at this, but think of new hypotheses as to what might be going on. I was hoping they would have a Bitcoin one, but they've only got this. They've only got the BTC one at the moment. But just keep an eye out for the number of Bitcoin that has moved on here. So this is what we're looking at. These are the current. Well, this is what currently. Well, this is what it says. Exchanges. So various exchanges holding coin, and then whales. So these would have been like early investors, and miners who are holding BTC. And we're just going to simply look at the transfer since the 4th of October this year. So literally, just a little under, sort of, yeah, three months ago. So yeah, we'll go over this in just a second, but let's have a watch. So I'll shout whenever I see a really big movement. I might try and keep an eye on smaller wallets building now. Because when smaller wallets build, it means that the other wallets get diluted. Yeah, I mean, like you can see it's other exchanges that seem to be diluting faster. They're getting rid of their BTC. That was quite a big day. So that was October 20th. Look at that. Disintegrating 23rd. And they're big. Yeah, I mean, you'll see like a few big days. There are some big movements out. So this is basically whale wallets selling their BTC to these retailers. Well, that was huge from the exchanges on November the 3rd, and another one. And look at that. You can see the whale wallets disintegrating. So basically, what they're doing is they're selling their BTC to shitcoiners, basically, which are the retailers like Michael Saylor, like what was that? Rough Trusts, whatever it is. I can't remember the name. But yeah, look, that was huge. So that was like November 20th from the whales. Other exchanges now sort of like selling their BTC, moving it to Binance. November 29th. Yeah, that was big from the other exchanges. And you can really see the shitcoiners building up. And the whale wallets just slowly, they just don't want it because they know it's an absolute piece of crap. It's not appeared to be electronic cash. Whoa, that was huge. So that was like December 12th, massive movements. And from the exchanges as well, look at them. I mean, look, it really speeds up in December this month. Look at that. December 17th, that was a huge amount from whales. Huge amount. And that was massive too, December 22nd, 23rd. I mean, look at that. All over the Christmas period. Like, whoa, that was huge on December 27th. And here we are, December 31st. Look at that. Look at that. So somebody has done a calculus for us. So it says here that they've followed the numbers in thousands here, and they've worked out that 1.4 million BTC has been transferred from October the 4th. So we've got, again, we'll just do calculations here to see what the price is. So we'll do, get this pin right on my phone. Open up the calculator, rock and roll. So we've got 1.4 million. There we go. And that's yeah. Actually, I should do a calculator, shouldn't I? Really, just so everybody can see it. We'll go on to Google. Here we go, calculator. Google calculator. Right, so we've got 1.4 million. Oh, they haven't got any commas in between them. Hold on one second, right. I'm just going to have to count these dots as I'm going along. Let me see. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So delete some of those. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3. That's 14 million, maybe just less one. So that's 400,000. Yeah, 1.4 million. There we go. Multiplied by, we'll do 28.68, yeah, or 28,680 times 28,680 equals, whoa, right, so that there is 40 billion 152 million. Wow, 40 billion. Is what that is there. That is now 40 billion. So we'll have a look at, like, so 1.4 million. I mean, let's work out where this might have come from, shall we? Here we go. Tulip Trust doc. This is the one. Turn that up to the max. Here we go. So look at this. So this says, to whom it may concern, I acknowledge the trust and transfer of Bitcoin to this trust. I have full control of all software and keys used to manage Bitcoin as of this date, which is the 9th of June 2011. I, Dave Kleiman, shall be the trustee of the transfer of the Satoshi I've received from Craig Wright. No record of this transaction will be filed in the US or Australia. The transfer is valued at $100,000 for Australian tax purposes. I acknowledge I, Dave Kleiman, have received 1,100,111 Bitcoin from Craig Wright. At the time of this transfer, the value is around 100,000 USD. So that's 1,100,111. So if we go back to the calculator, calculate up. Hang on. So we'll have, and we got there, 1.4 million. There we go. Yeah, 1.4 million minus 1,100,111. There we go. So of this 1.4 million, effectively, only 300,000 is new. The rest of it is the Tulip Trust. And now we understand why it was called the Tulip Trust. Because it's an effing bubble. And the Tulip Trust was designed to basically wipe out all the scam coins that would have been created, of which BTC is one of them, that is now fundamentally worthless and centrally controlled by Blockstream. They are entirely responsible for it, for crashing its value to zero, which means they better lawyer up because people, ever since the 24th of August 2017, they have been promoting it as Bitcoin. They have been deceiving people. People have no idea what has gone on. They still think that BTC is Bitcoin, and they've been told numerous times that BTC is Bitcoin. They are going to have a claim on their hands. You know, it's going to be catastrophic. So If you ask me, having seen this, I would say that this bubble is ready for popping any moment. Like, any moment. There is no coming back from this. You know, 40 billion. And let's just put that into perspective. I think the UK government was expected to borrow 22 billion, you know, for their spending. But due to COVID, it went up to like over 290 billion. You know, huge amount due to COVID. But because of that, let's just. I'm going to show you this video that's got Ray Dalio in it, explaining what is going on. Rock and roll. There we go, peeps. Right, New Year is coming. I've got precisely like 5 hours and 20 minutes left for this. But as ever, even though it's a new year, it's I would say be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Same time tomorrow. Happy New Year. Have a good one. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.